Carrots. We're back again with another episode of Food That Loves You Back. And today we're here with Dr. Melanie Joy. I feel like such a fangirl. Dr. Joy, tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me and thank you for feeding me and Tobias tonight. This has been such a treat to come to this beautiful, relaxing restaurant full of healthy, vegan, nourishing food. So it's been a great experience for us.
Thank you.
So I'm Dr. Melanie Joy. I'm a psychologist. I am the author of several books. The best known is Why We Love Dogs, Eat Pigs, and Wear Cows. It's about the psychology of eating meat and eggs and dairy. My newest book is called Beyond Beliefs. Beyond Beliefs is for vegans, vegetarians, meat eaters to help them when they're in relationships, not just intimate relationships, but friendships, family relationships, how to communicate and relate more effectively. And I'm also the founding president of the organization Beyond Carnism. I can talk about carnism a little bit if you like, and the co-director of the Center for Effective Vegan Advocacy, and that's why I'm here in India. We're touring around giving trainings to vegan advocates to help them learn how to help them learn some new tools for effective advocacy.
What kind of tools?
So we talk a lot about effective communication strategies. Tobias talks about some strategic thinking and how to choose what form of advocacy you want to do.
Tell us about yourself. Like, when did you go vegan and what made you go vegan?
I stopped eating meat. I went vegetarian first, and then just a few years later, like maybe 4 years later, I went vegan. So I went vegetarian in 1989 when I was 23. So it was,
I went vegan when I was 23 too.
So we have something else in common.
Nice.
Long time ago. But I did that because I had eaten a hamburger that got contaminated, and I was hospitalized and very sick. And I just swore off meat at that point. And as I was looking for information about my new diet, which was vegetarian, I came across information about animal agriculture, and I was really shocked and horrified about what I learned, what happens to the animals, what's happening to my body from eating these animal products, and what happens to the environment. And I became vegan shortly after that.
So basically, ethical to begin with.
Well, I think it's all ethical. I think even people who stop eating animals for their health are making an ethical choice because they're treating themselves with compassion.
Compassion, yeah.
So originally I did this for animal welfare concerns, and then it broadened to be, it was first compassion for animals and the environment, then it was compassion for my own body.
And how has it, what changes have you seen in your health, or even overall in your as a psychologist, in your mood and the way you think, or what influence has going vegan had on that?
Yeah, it's been an amazing journey. I did my doctoral dissertation on the psychology of eating meat, and that was what led me to the discovery of carnism, what I came to call carnism, which is the invisible belief system or ideology that conditions people to eat certain animals. And really understanding the psychology and how carnism it's invisible, so we don't see it, and it influences the way we think and feel and the choices that we make, and that we're all really indoctrinated with this ideology. This was very eye-opening for me. And carnism uses these psychological defense mechanisms, actually, that distort our perceptions. So, for example, when we look at a piece of chicken, we don't see someone, we see something on our plate, right? It distorts our perceptions and numbs our feelings, so we disconnect from our natural empathy for animals. Let me say, it's helped me recognize how non-relational we are when it comes to our interactions and our relationship with the other species with whom we share the planet. We're non-relational toward other humans, toward each other in many ways too. These are just spokes on a wheel. It's really helped me live a life that feels more compassionate. It's helped me connect much more to my compassion for other humans as well. Think more critically, and of course just become so much healthier. I went vegan when I was 23, or a vegetarian and vegan around 23, and I'm 52 now, and I'm definitely healthier.
When we look at you, it doesn't feel like you're 52, people, and I've seen this with a lot of vegans where I think we end up looking younger than our age.
Well, it certainly is. I mean, I think what it is that a lot of people look older than their age because they're eating a lot of animal products and unhealthy products. I mean, it's possible to be vegan and not eat a healthy diet when you're eating a
Yes,
lot of like
yes.
processed vegan junk
True,
food, right? But if you're eating, a quote unquote normal vegan diet, you compare that to like a normal animal-based diet. It's just, and now we have plenty of scientific research that really supports this. It's just so much healthier for you.
So even a junk food vegan diet is healthier than a junk food non-vegan diet, right? Like
That's what the research suggests.
That's what.
So,
yeah.
but a healthy vegan diet is,
Of course, different.
It's really a whole different animal. I mean, it's
meant for you.
It's definitely.
Do you also believe that when we make compassionate choices in the food that we eat, it translates to how we are with other human beings?
Not automatically. Humans have a remarkable ability to compartmentalize. We treat certain human groups with love and compassion and drop bombs on others. We treat certain animal species with love and compassion and consume others. We compartmentalize in all these different ways. And it's also true that the more we, compassion begets compassion. The more we practice compassion, the more we open our hearts. And that's always a good thing. And that increases the chances that we'll open our hearts to others, I think. I believe this. And some research actually suggests this as well. But it's not an automatic thing. For some people it is.
Not automatic, but wouldn't it make it easier to be that way because of what we're putting into our body every day?
Well, maybe because of what we're not putting into our body
Not
every
putting
day.
into
Really,
okay.
It takes a lot of psychological energy to remain blind to what's right in front of you. The same mentality that enables us to harm and violate other humans is the mentality that enables us to violate non-humans. It's the same way of thinking. So the more that we can turn that off, and the more that we can recognize someone else as an individual who has feelings, who has a life that matters to them, the more we allow ourselves to make that connection, the more we bring compassion and awareness into our lives.
I have watched a bunch of your talks and everything. Your golden retriever one is. So how did you come up with that?
It was just, I was looking for a perfect example of carnism, and that seemed to be a good example to use, something that people could relate to. So, in the example, and I know here, I think more people think of Labradors as pets, right, in India.
Lots of them. There are many.
They have golden retrievers too. But I was just thinking of a way to explain carnism, and I have I do the thought experiment of, saying, imagine that you're eating a delicious, let's say, chicken tikka, and you ask your host for the recipe, and she says the secret is in the meat. You need to use well-seasoned Labrador. Most people here would be disgusted by that.
Yeah, they would
right?
be shocked. Absolutely.
In some places in the world, and I know in some places in India too, people do eat dogs, but they don't eat all kinds of dogs. People compartmentalize. And they don't eat their pets.
I didn't think of it. I've always thought of pet versus food thought process. But what you're saying is, even those people who do eat dogs would not eat all kinds.
They don't eat certain types of dogs.
Wow, that's like further compartmentalization. I did not. That dissonance is. Yeah, it's all the same. Carnism. You coined the term, right?
Yeah.
So again, tell us about how that came about.
So when I became a vegetarian and learned all of this, everything I was learning about animal agriculture, I wanted to shout from the rooftops. My eyes had opened, and I wanted everyone to know what I knew, what I had become aware of, and yet people who I was close to, everybody who I talked to pretty much, my friends, my family, people who I had a lot of respect for, who were just like me. They cared about animals. They certainly, they weren't necessarily animal lovers, but they were compassionate people. They would never, condone the completely unnecessary, brutal slaughtering of billions of sentient beings. And they were also, people who cared about justice, people who were rational thinkers, nobody was willing to hear what I had to say. They would just say, "Don't tell me that you'll ruin my meal," and they were just incredibly defensive, and that was shocking to me. And I really wanted to understand what this psychology was, what was going on. Why did people, including myself for many years, just stop thinking and feeling when it came to eating animals? And that was what led me to do my doctoral dissertation, my doctoral research on the psychology of eating meat.
Okay. And the term carnism.
I named it carnism because carn means flesh or of the flesh.
Okay.
It's basically the opposite of veganism.
Okay, like it comes from carnivore, but instead it's carnism, like opposite.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's the same root, carn, for
Okay.
carnivore or carnal or carnage.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please tell us about the meal you had here and what you ate. What was your favorite?
I had a lot. I'm still full. So I had this very, what was it called? The rich, creamy tomato sauce with cashews and vegetables.
Veg do piazza.
And was it a roti that I had?
Chapati.
Chapati.
Yeah.
That I had. And that was great. And then we had that tofu, fried tofu with
Pesto grill, yeah.
which I've never had before actually, which was absolutely delicious. I ate a chunk of Tobias's potato. I don't know the name of it. He chose it.
It's called the fully filled mashed potato pie.
Okay, fully filled mashed potato pie because it looked really good and I had to eat some. And then Tobias had that chocolate, OCD chocolate dessert that I tasted, which was pretty phenomenal. So.
Which was your favorite in everything that you tried?
Oh, honestly, I liked his potato
The best?
of all.
Okay.
It was very unique. I've never had anything like that before, so I was enjoying the uniqueness of it.
My chef completely made it from scratch. It was his own dish, and
Oh, really?
he made it up.
Yeah, it's really great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to talk to you in person, and thank you for being on the interview.
Yeah,
Right.
thank you for everything you're doing here, creating more compassion and making it easy for people to be compassionate.
Thank
Delicious
you.
food.
Thank you. I am a believer of spreading the vegan message in as positive a way as possible. Instead of talking, yes, there needs to be some awareness about the cruelties, but more talking about the positive things in people choosing this, so that more people are open to it. So I'm
Well, that shows in you and here.
okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Visit Carrots Restaurant in Koramangala, Bengaluru for delicious vegan food and find our Carrots Restaurant YouTube channel for more interesting videos. Thank you for watching.